You are here on purpose with a purpose by design. Hi, everyone. I am Pamela, and today on Purpose by Design, I am so excited to bring to you not only just an amazing human, but this amazing human is one of my most favorite people in my life and one of my top-notch mentors. Who is this person? Well, he is none other than my father in love. Yes, father in love. That means father-in-law. And his name is Bob Henkel. And I had the pleasure of being able to interview him and collect his story forever. Collect his story forever. It's recorded now on video and on audio forever. Now, let me tell you, Bob is 92 years young, and his life is a testimony of choosing what you are going to focus your attention on, and that what you focus your attention on is where your life will go in direction. That will be the path you will walk on. Bob is a brilliant businessman, which you will hear all about, and at 92 years young is still working in business and still inspiring many people all around his life. I know that you are going to be just kind of awestruck hearing his life story, hearing all of these little aha moments. But I believe you will be inspired to continue on, to make sure that you are focused forward in following after and running after your dreams and goals, whatever they may be. So, with no further ado, on with Purpose by Design and the interview with Bob Henkel. Hey, everybody, welcome. And as you can see in the studio today, not across a Zoom room, but in studio is my amazing father-in-law. He's not just the father-in-law, he's the father-in-love. Robert Henkel, I call him Dad, Bob, Grandpa Bob. He has many, many names.
And I've got a couple of grandkids.
You got some grandkids watching live here. So we are so excited to have you here today. And I had let my father-in-law know that I wanted to interview him for Purpose by Design, because purpose doesn't just happen. Purpose is on purpose. We're here on purpose with a purpose, and it's by design, not by default. Look at that. Dad, you already have people giving hearts. They're watching. So you have people ready. So
Well,
I'm going to be quiet and just ask a few questions and let you learn from this man who has 92 years of wisdom in him. And he understands purpose and fate and destiny because he's lived it his entire life. So I got my notebook. Do you got yours? Because you're going to want to take notes. All right. Take it away, Bob. Tell us about your upbringing. What was life like?
Well, okay, I'll tell you about my early youth in Henkel, North Dakota. And in 1929, it was a drought and a depression. And I lost my father at age 3. And I had 3 brothers, and there was no food stamps, no Social Security. So it wasn't pretty. But I had a loving mother, and really made the difference. And then we moved to Bozeman and went to high school there and joined the Marine Corps at age 17.
You joined the Marine Corps at age 17.
And it was a exciting 2 years. I was a military policeman, and my first assignment was helping to guard 85 Japanese war criminals, top rank war criminals in Guam, and took them to the trials. And we also took them to life imprisonment on a ship by way of Philippines and China and Japan. So I saw all those places. Then I was a military policeman doing pretty exciting things. Driving a patrol car, getting involved in arrests of smugglers.
Oh,
Just about got killed by a escaped convict.
oh
Quote,
gosh.
not too far. Anyway, it was a pretty exciting deal, and then I came back to we came back, and I now live in Billings, and uh,
Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana, and I strongly believe, very strongly believe in fate,
Mm, yes,
and what happened to my life, and kind of like the instant. What happens in one instant that can change your life? And
absolutely.
that, what do you call it?
Well, I would say, a destiny moment, a purpose by design moment, right?
Right.
And setting that intention and being ready for what it is that is at hand and being ready. And you were ready. So you're going to talk to us about those moments, but you took action where other people might not have.
Well, that's possible. I'm not the smartest person in the room, by the
Well,
way.
you are pretty smart.
Uh, and but I may be more motivated than,
Hmm.
and so I guess it's a matter of you have this fated moment, and I'll give you some examples. Uh, I went to a college dance, and I saw this cute little girl over there, and I said to myself, I think I'll ask her for a dance. It was my wife.
Oh my gosh.
I spent 70 years with her because of that one moment.
How many years did you spend with her?
69, really.
70
Yeah,
years, 60,
yeah,
70 years.
yeah,
Did you hear that, everybody? All from a college dance, 70 years,
and it could be that I would have chosen that person,
right?
and full life change. And
Yes,
I never had seen her before, so that's fate in my
yes.
mind. And another example, I worked at the Billings Gazette in the advertising department, and the advertising manager uh, had a new account. It was a bakery chain. This came to town, and he could have given it to any one of the 10 ad salesmen, but he said, Bob, why don't you take this account? And from that, they uh, they tapped me to run their advertising, and they were part of a 50 chain bakery, which I became the advertising manager for all 50 for about 10 years, along with opening an ad agency in Helena, Montana. Had all kinds of great accounts like Montana Power Company, Yellowstone Park for 20 years, both of them, Montana Chevy dealers. And another example of fate uh, is flying back from Minneapolis on the plane, and I was given a seat assignment, and it turned out to be sitting next to the upcoming governor of Montana. And he was attorney general at the time. And he knew the guy that hired me. So he figured, well, if this guy thinks he's pretty good, he must be pretty good. So he gave me his campaign. And from that, I had all kinds of, he won.
Yeah.
Uh, got all kinds of business from the state, including 12 years. I had the state of Montana travel account and others. And we followed it up. I was on a roll as far as getting people elected. And so for the next 10 years, uh, I was involved with elections for, including his, 3 governor campaigns, winning ones, 2 US Senate campaigns. I ran the advertising, and 4 congressional campaigns. And from that came in the 80s uh, ballot initiatives, and I won 9 of those. And when I say I won, I'm saying that I handled the advertising for it. But one of the most important ones, and I'm most proud of, is uh, the governor asked me to handle the advertising for the new Constitution. In 1972, the state of Montana voters said our 1889 Constitution is obsolete, and they voted to create a constitutional convention. And then I worked with them on a campaign to sell it to the people of Montana. And as it turned out, the money that was set aside for it was all taken away because it was controversial. It was state money, and I had to do it at no cost. I didn't charge for it, and I was able to get the radio and TV stations to advertise at no cost. And we won by 2,500 votes.
Oh, wow.
And I was given credit, humble me, I was given credit for being instrumental in the passage of the state constitution. And they're saying that if it hadn't been for what I did, we'd still have the 1889 Constitution.
Oh my goodness. And you attribute all that back, just keep going back to having that seat assignment.
Exactly right.
But look at how all
Other than
those
that, I mean,
doors
there
open.
was I could have sat there
Right.
across the aisle.
But you sat where you were
All of that,
supposed to sit. It
yeah.
was supposed to happen that way.
Isn't that something?
And then you took the initiative in that situation to make something happen,
Yeah.
or to at least be in the place for something to happen. Okay, tell us more.
Well, okay, something, I'm just hitting some important things,
Yes.
like an instant, a fateful instant.
Instant.
About 1977, the building we were in, a 10,000 square foot office building that a bakery and ad agency was in, the option was up for to turn it over, the option for the bakery to buy it. And the bakery decided they didn't want to buy it, but they said, well, Bob, if you can convince the contractor, you could, you buy it. So I sat with the contractor, and it was a blink of an eye. He could have said, no, I think I'll keep it. It's pretty valuable. It's worth more than so forth. But I convinced them to sell it to me. And I made enough money out of that to set me up for the rest of my life.
Mm.
And now my son will, when I go away, will continue the benefit of that.
Of that.
So that's another instant, good
Instant.
example.
Yes, that is a good example. But I like how you said it was one of those instant things that happened, but you also were present enough in the moment to realize you have an opportunity here in front of you, and that you needed to be motivated. You said you're motivated, and you are, to give your best, to pour it out, and it turned out
I
in your
did
favor.
good that day.
Yeah, I would say so.
And my wife and I were landlords for 23 years.
Yeah.
And then we sold it in 2000, the year 2000. And I'm pleased. It's worth a lot of money now. But I'm pleased I sold it then, because I didn't want to be a landlord for another 21 years. And the heirs would get the benefit of that.
Right,
So,
right.
but another fateful, important thing in the personal life is, I had a next door neighbor that invited me to be a Helena ambassador, and one of 15 leaders in the community. And so for 40 years, I had these great close friends. If you're out there, you'll know what I mean.
Mhm.
And they're real good close friends, my best friends, and we do great things together. Like, as an example, the same gentleman, Ed Jasmine, who invited me to the ambassadors, mentioned at a coffee one time, he said, you know, it would sure be good if somebody built a big American flag, 30-foot by 50-foot flag, like they have in Great Falls. And I decided, well, I just retired. I think I'll take on the project. So I did. And I did a lot of work during the whole year, had very little help. I had some of my ambassador friends help, but It was my work. And a year later, we had 2,200 people at the grand opening, and there is the picture right there of our grand opening.
Wow. And that's all
That
you.
flag, that flag flies 24/7, and that's Mount Helena in the background. And I'm very proud of that. I've been manager of it since 2003.
Wow. And it's huge. That looks big in the picture, but it is nothing like when you're standing there looking
Well,
up.
it's 100 feet from the road, and the road has 20,000 cars go by it every day. So it isn't up in the hill someplace.
Right.
It's really part of the community. And I promised the city commission when I got approval on this, I promised that there will never be one dime of taxpayers' money to go towards paying for that flag. We will do it. It'll all be, the community does it. It's a community flag, and that's how we do it. And getting into my second life, uh, it's and it isn't a fateful deal, but it is important that my present second life has a car business.
Yes.
I was here in Minneapolis over the holidays, and my son suggested, why don't we go into the car business and go on internet and have a car lot and so forth. And I like the idea.
Mhm.
And so 6 months later, we have a thriving
Yes.
car business, and I'm involved not only financially, but I'm involved daily in helping to select the cars, and then conferring with my son. And like right now, this afternoon, we're going to be going test driving some cars on auction tomorrow. And we also buy cars, and I get involved with selecting cars from around the country. So anyway, that's 92 years old, gives me another purpose in life. It's exciting. It's a really exciting thing. Rather than, I like to read, but I like doing this. I spend a few hours every day working with my son on the car business.
That's amazing, Bob. And I know you have more to say, but I just want to interject here that you were such an example. Isn't he an example of, you don't retire, you refire? Like you keep living your life with passion and chasing after your dreams and goals, and remembering that it's just that one fateful, as that's what my father-in-law loves, that word, that one moment that just can change everything, right? And
yeah,
then you act on it. And these guys, my husband and my father-in-law here, they just forward march on this car business. And because you are motivated and you just go through doors, does this door not open? Does this door? You take opportunities as they come to you. It's blessed and it prospers. And then you learn from lessons, because there's
yeah.
lessons that
We're learning. We
you're
made some
learning.
mistakes. We
Yeah,
made some mistakes,
you learn.
but we're a lot smarter and we're 6 months ago. But I feel very good about reaching the age of 92,
Mhm.
and fortunate that my mother had lived. She has some good genes, and hopefully passed it on to me. And she lived to be 98.
Yes.
And uh, I give myself, in addition to that, I give myself mentally at my age maybe a A plus.
I would say an A plus plus.
What was the question that you asked me again? I can't remember. But anyway, that's I'm glad you asked her whatever question that was.
Was
Yeah,
minus, Bob.
yeah, okay. I I don't ever claim to be an A. Yeah.
This has been so inspiring hearing your life story. And all of us have a story, and Bob's story matters, and so does yours. Bob's voice matters, and so does yours. Lives are waiting out there to hear from you. Lives all through his entire life. People have been waiting to hear from Bob. They've just shown up and here's a building, here's a contract, here's this, here's that. And you were willing to walk through those doors. And there are lives of people that are changed, whether they won in a political arena or you ended up taking care of Yellowstone Park and all of their advertising. I mean, you were one of the first people, though. I'm just going to interject this because this was a great story. Tell us a little bit about, oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. Bring it back. South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, something was Rushmore, standing up on top of Mount Rushmore.
Well, interesting. Part of the ad agency business and being involved with Yellowstone Park and the state of Montana, I became a cinematographer, and I did 9 half-hour travel films, of which won many awards. One of which was the Cowboy Hall of Fame Best Documentary of the Year for 76.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of that. And so every year, my partner and I would go film in Yellowstone Park or in Montana or even the Old West, which included Mount Rushmore. And we had the cooperation of the Park Service, and we were able to get on top all through the front of it and on top, and film from on top of Mount Rushmore. Not very many people get up there.
On top of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
anyway, I'm glad you brought up, because that was a very inspiring part of my life as a cameraman and a cinematographer and a director.
Yes.
And I was also involved with a lot of directing of television spots and so forth. But that's fun.
Where I get all of this from is from this guy right here.
Well, I'm so happy to be with you today and have that question that I can't remember given. Yeah.
This has been truly an honor. Thank you for sharing your life story with us today, Dad. And I believe that you all have been blessed by this because, sometimes we can get so stuck in our daily grind that we forget to kind of look back. And as you look at somebody's life like Dad here and how many years he's been here and all the things that you've seen from the Depression, the wars, and wars that you served in, the technology changes, everything that he has seen, and yet he has advanced because of it, and has just rolled with the changes in life, and has let that be a service to him. Let it serve him as well as he served through it all. So again, thank you, Dad, for being here so we could pay tribute to you. And what did you think? How'd Grandpa do? Yes, and I have 2 of the family Fun Bee team here. So I said I'd put a shout out for them. Go to their YouTube channel, which is called what?
Family Fun Bee.
Family Fun Bee. How do we spell that? The Fun Bee part, not
Funbee.
Funbee. And subscribe and watch their fun stuff. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, Nicole says, amazing story. And Dave also is on and has commented and says how much he loves Montana and says amen and amen.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Please like this and share it. Let's take Grandpa Bob all around the world. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We are coming up on Labor Day, and I would like to just take a few minutes to encourage you to rest. Because a lot of times we forget to take time for self-care and to allow ourselves to have a little downtime. Listen, you have worked so hard, and you deserve not only to rest, but you deserve to be praised for all of your hard work. So let me just tell you right now, today, I am celebrating you. And I want to thank you and praise you for all of your hard work, all of your labor. And I promise you, your labor is never in vain. I would like to take a moment to encourage you to go out and celebrate your labors and celebrate your efforts. One thing we in this world don't take enough time to do is celebrate ourselves. We think it's prideful sometimes to do that, but really, if you will take time to just celebrate the little wins or the big wins in your life, and being that we're coming up on Labor Day, that you celebrate all that you have worked for, all that God has done for you, all that has happened that has been for the good. You celebrate that and how it has affected all of those around you. You're going to realize and be filled with such gratitude for all the wonderful things that you have been gifted for your life to touch, and for those people that your life touches. So as we enter into our Labor Day weekend and we enter into rest, let's enter into celebrating our achievements over this past year and look forward, woohoo, with excitement to what we are going to accomplish going forward. Because all of us, we're in it together, and we're better together, and we're stronger together, aren't we? We're better and we're stronger together. On this day, we celebrate the American Labor Day, but I would love to celebrate your labor all over this globe. And I would love it if you would unite with me in this celebration. So happy Labor Day. Celebrate you. You are a blessing. And thank you for tuning into Purpose by Design. I would like to take one more moment of your time to tell you about a new program that I have out. I'm so excited about it. It's called Ascend Above the Crowd. I had many people asking me for a challenging coaching, mentoring program that would be easy for them to access, and it would be self-paced. So I heard you and I have put together a awesome email program. Yes, it's all on email, and you can sign up for Ascend, and the information will follow. And it is really inexpensive, and it is so packed with gold nuggets to help you achieve your goals and dreams and truly ascend above the crowd, maybe above the clouds, and achieve what is on your heart. So remember, you have a purpose by design, not by default. Now go on out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go. Blessings.
Ascend Above the Crowd is the newest course by Pamela Henkel. Ascend is a self-paced email course that will come directly to your inbox and will change your mindset and your life. Each week, you will receive lessons, resources, challenges, and journal writings that will help you discover your purpose by design. It's your time to ascend above the crowd. To learn more about Ascend, go to www.purposewithpamela.com/ascend.
Pamela Henkel is the founder of the Purpose Center. Pamela is a mindset mentor, author, speaker, minister, and transformation coach. Her weekly podcast, international radio show, and television show are a lifeline that changes lives and inspires people to discover their individual potential through realizing their purpose by design. Pamela is a natural motivator and has shown many how to find their niche and transform their lives. Although success is an uphill battle, Pamela gives the necessary strategies to flourish, cheering you on every step of the way. Pamela shares from her personal experiences, education, and life as a woman in leadership, utilizing decades of knowledge, taking the approach of Let's have coffee and chat. She will awaken your dreams and purpose by design. Are you ready for Pamela to help guide you? Email us at purposewpamela.office@gmail.com or go to her website at purposewithpamela.com.